Hey, it's DJ Gabby Love on Radio Now 100.9. I am so excited to be interviewing today someone I'm a huge fan of, Ava Max. Hi,
Hello.
Ava. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, just in my bathroom slash office.
I love that, like the pandemic change up. Like
Exactly.
anywhere can be an office now. That's the beauty of it. Well,
Yeah.
I am so excited to be talking to you today. I am a huge fan. So not only am I an honor host, but I also am a DJ as well. So I do a nightly show and obviously play a lot of you.
Thank
You do
you.
incredible music, incredible dance music. So I am just so excited to be talking to you today as a fan and as a DJ. So
Thank you so much. And of course, your name is my favorite because two of my best friends are named Gabby.
yay, Gabby's. Awesome. Well, to start off, what inspires you? I guess I'll just start off like where did you start out? Like when did you know that singing was it? Singing, songwriting, like that was it for you? Where did that kind of start?
I mean, I started singing very young and then songwriting around like 13.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very young start, kind of like a blessing and a curse because I was so young and I knew what I wanted to do already. So about like 10 years old, really. At 10, I was like, this is all I'm gonna do. Like,
That's amazing. Yeah. And I know your mom's an opera singer too, and your dad's a pianist, correct?
yeah, and like not professional, but they did it. And I mean, my
Yeah.
mom has a beautiful voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have a beautiful voice too. So you got it
Oh,
from your mom.
thank you.
Absolutely. So what like were the early artists that inspire you or that still inspire you today?
I mean, I would be in my basement singing like Unbreak My Heart, Toni Braxton.
Oh, wow,
I'd
yeah.
be in my basement singing all the Mariah songs, all the Whitney tracks, I'm Your Baby Tonight, all the old jams, like the 90s. And I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like they kind of taught me how to sing in a way because I would sing their songs over and over again, like destroy my neighbors' ears. Like they would be so upset. Like they literally, I don't think they liked us. They like see us and they'd close the door at our neighbors because I was so loud.
Well, if they only knew that this
I
is what we would turn into now, then maybe they would be a little bit more.
Maybe, but they'd be like, they'd hear me, and like I'd be like, but I over and over again trying to hit that note, and like they probably were like, "Holy cow, this girl's so annoying."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome. And I love that you got your start early, and like knew what you wanted to do,
So blessing and a curse, though.
Yeah, totally. I feel that as well. But yeah, I think like as women, there's so many times we are taught, like, oh, we need to do this a certain way, or we can't do this, or we can't do that, when we're really young. And you feel like there's this kind of like gut intuition, the women's intuition that we always have. And like fighting against that or listening to that, can be really difficult. So to hear that you listen to that and you went along with it is amazing.
Thank you.
Love, love, love to hear that. So like, I mean, we're all still in pandemic times, and obviously, it's no live shows, no, normal interaction like we normally do. How have you been spending your time? What have you been working on?
Well, I'm in a studio again, and I'm really excited. I'm feeling more inspired than I've ever been ever actually in my life, which is the craziest thing. Like words are coming out of me like no other. Like they're like coming out of me like water. I'm like, what is going on right now? Because usually like I get on the mic and a lot of melody comes out. Right now,
Mhm.
words are coming out with the melodies, like so much is in me right now that I want to write about. And I've been writing and it's been incredible and I can't wait to share. It's like I don't even know how I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so amazing to hear. I cannot wait. Yeah. And like you said, like like the way you evoke melody and your melody. I mean, your songwriting is amazing, but your songwriting with your melody is just incredible. So
Thank
to
you.
hear that you are like super stoked on the songwriting, it's like,
Thank you. And again, like I work with incredible songwriters. I don't ever want to like, diminish the songwriters that I work with because they're incredible. I work with some incredible musicians, and Circuit, executive producer of the album, he's an incredible producer I work with, and bringing all the sound and the drums and the synths and piano and everything. Like, I don't know, like I'm really excited to share this new music.
oh, I cannot wait to hear it. And like talking about your music, like what inspires you in your music? I mean, I hear like a lot of like dance and obviously the women empowerment, which we will definitely touch more on in depth. But when you are approaching a song, where do you begin? Where is the inspiration coming from?
Personal experience, things I've been through. I feel like you can either write a song about your experience or someone else's experience. There's really no other way to write a song. Like there's only two ways to write a song. So I think for me, it's my experience. Growing
Mhm.
up, it was of what I saw, like my brother's relationships and experiences were, my parents, and like I would write about that, and like friends. But now it's about my own, and it's kind of like crazy to write about your experiences because you kind of relive it every time you sing it. Like for instance, Who's Laughing Now is like very on the nose, because that's how I felt. Like I felt like all the lyrics in Who's Laughing Now is very, very true.
Mhm. Well, I love Sweet but Psycho and
What Psycho is very
yeah.
true.
Oh my God.
Very on the nose.
Very on the nose, yes, and I love that about your music, and especially as a woman and women that's around your age too. It's like these are lyrics that are so relatable. I mean, and it's not even like any woman, any like
Thank you. No,
just
thank
like
you.
the honesty and the realness, and it's just like not giving a
Not giving a
yeah, yeah. About these dudes, yeah. I mean, and especially in Kings and Queens, I mean, just lyrically, what you
thank
are speaking to, is just like, I hear that every time I play it. I remember the first time I heard it and played it, I was just like, oh my God, this is my jam. I mean, this is it.
you.
Yeah. And so is and like it, I mean, I know you just probably asked
You're
this.
making me blush.
Is it about anybody in particular, or is it just a general, like, these guys just are kind of suck?
It's a general FU to guys
Yeah.
who are like not representing women in a good light. Like,
Mhm.
especially in relationships. Like I talk about that a lot. Like I don't think it's good for someone to stay in a relationship where they're not treated with respect. I think a lot of women do sometimes. And it's like, what are you doing? Like you're worth so much more. You're crazy. You're actually
Right.
with a guy who doesn't appreciate you. So I think I try and make music for maybe hopefully somebody who's in a bad relationship can get out of that relationship and change their lives for the better. Like I feel like
Absolutely.
there are some crazy people out there.
There really are. You hit that one on the nose too. So yeah, and I just love that. Like it's pointed and it touches so many people. I don't know how anyone can hear that song and not think, just not even like think about like maybe this isn't the right relationship for me,
But
or
yeah,
I'm better than this, or like I'm the king of queens, like
we've all been there. We've all been there. And I think we've met people who sometimes get blinded by, I guess, love, fake love, like Drake
Yeah.
love.
Mhm. Yeah, it's easy to fall in that trap for sure. Well, I love
Yeah,
that you make music that it supports getting out of that trap
I
or,
know.
on
No,
your path, you know?
love can be tricky, it has different faces sometimes. So
Yeah, it does, and I am obsessed with My Head and My Heart too. Obviously,
yeah,
you got the ATC sample on that. That brings me back to my high school days, so I
so fun.
definitely love it. I mean, it is such a good song.
Mhm.
Again, I guess talking a little bit about like what inspired My Head and My Heart, or just kind of
My
the same.
I mean, My Head and My Heart is really about being torn from
Mhm.
your head and your heart. But I think more so it's about following your heart. And in the end
Mhm.
of the video, I pretty much just like say, just like F it, like I'm gonna be by myself. Like I literally don't choose anything but myself. So it's about choosing yourself at the end of the day and loving yourself more than I guess a messed up relationship.
Mhm.
It's confusion too, you know. A lot of relationships have that up and down, that middle ground where you can't really decide, am I in love? Am I not? You know, it's kind of like that. And also,
Mhm.
it makes you think, but it's also a really fun song. Obviously, it's a
Yeah.
dance. So I
Yeah.
want to make
Yeah.
it.
Well, I love to think and I love to dance, and I think a lot of people do, so
With a drink in my hand, thinking,
thank
but also
thank
dancing.
thank you for that. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, Radio Now is turning 21 this year.
Oh,
In that light, what would see something that you would tell your 21-year-old self now?
I'd say, girl, don't get lost in the boys trap. Like,
Yeah.
really, yeah, because like when you're 20, 21, you're just like trying to have fun and you flirt around. And but honestly, like at that age, you're still learning, you know. Um, you're learning so much, especially coming out of your teens, where you
Mhm.
know go through puberty and school, and you know the 20s are you learn a lot in your 20s, and I've learned a lot to the point where I'm just like, oh my god, I probably still have a lot of growing, but I really felt like I grew a lot.
Mhm.
But we
Totally.
stop growing. But I think the hardest is in the 20s, right? So
Mhm.
it's challenges, but everything is challenges.
Everything is challenges, absolutely. Well, and yeah, you speak to that in your songwriting, and you're giving a lot of inspiration and empowerment to women out there of all ages. So,
Thank you.
absolutely love it. So, you are working on new stuff in the studio. Like anything else on the horizon that we should be looking out for? I mean,
I
it's
mean, I have a new song coming out in a month and a half, maybe, like something like that. I really don't want to put a date to it yet, but I'm really excited. And I think, you know, it's a super inspirational song. It's a song close to my heart. It means so much to me. And keyword stronger, it makes you feel stronger.
Oh my gosh, you are the best. Ava, thank you so much for being
Thank
here today. And hopefully, when this is all over, you can come to Indy. And
you.
yes,
We're
absolutely.
gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show together.
Yes, yes, a big blowout show.